That one? Did I press the right button? Nope.
Nice.
Huzzah! I pressed the right button. Hello, everybody, and welcome to...
You've got the whole... Oh, okay. I was going to say, wait a minute. Never mind.
No, it's all good. Yeah. It's because I pressed the 4-person overlay because there's not 4 PCs. We don't have a 4-person overlay. As I was saying right before we went live, if things seem super jump cutty and whatnot, please give me a heads up on that one. That way I can make the adjustment, get rid of the fire again. I talked to Messi, who is my resident IT person, and he gave me suggestions on how to fix it. So
that's Rina. It doesn't even look like Rina.
I know, right? Seriously. Jeez, Rina. Posting fake pictures of you on Twitter. Shame.
To be fair, I guess I've not gone through her entire photo album, but like the streams we've done. I guess her camera's also
most of the streams you've done have been no camera. You were playing Among Us.
Yeah.
She's had her hair tied back, or not tied back. It's tied back in that picture.
I had to get rid of the green screen in the backdrop. I was afraid of what Troll would do. I was like, Treadmill is going to have too much fun with that. Let's just eliminate that real quick. Hey guys, how you doing today? Aside from luring with no, that's something else. Okay. Hi guys, how you doing today?
Are you doing something weird with the stream? Because for me, the stream's lagging balls.
It is lagging. Okay, that's what I was suggesting. Yeah. Choppy. All right, I'll turn off the fire.
Choppy for me.
All right, I'll turn it off.
I'm glad you learned your lesson last week about the fire.
Well, no, I'm displaying it a different way in an attempt to make it work. So
why don't you display it another way next week so we can tell you it's lagging again?
It's probably still going to lag with this too, so I'll get rid of that as well.
No. Why don't you let it lag for a minute, then we'll fix it.
Well, listen, I have to try. If I don't try, I didn't try. If I didn't try, then I'm disappointed.
Have you tried murder?
You know what? I actually have.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Okay. I mean, fair enough, I guess.
Are you telling me you never cook lobster? Also, everybody let me know if it's still choppy. If it's still lobster, If it's still choppy, I will fix it and get rid of the rest of it. And I have not checked my DMs yet. I'm going to avoid it. Hi, everybody. How we doing? Pat? Wade?
I see the nice 1 frame per hour. Is it clearing up? Hello?
Is it still?
You're still eating an airhead whenever that happened.
Wow.
Oh, I've got an airhead still, but I've not been chewing on it for a minute. Let me refresh.
Yeah, see if that works.
That looks nice and awful.
Yeah, okay. I'll get rid of it. Makes me sad.
Yeah, why don't you add some other effect that'll lag the stream?
No, I'm just upset because I really, really, really wanted that.
The best way to start off a live stream is to make it look like shit so any potential new viewers will leave immediately.
I know. I'm deleting all of it. So, you know, just very excited for the fire effect, but we'll just go without it. I'll just be sad. We're gonna be sad, okay, everybody?
Now, the best way to grow a show is to alienate and remove any potential new viewers immediately.
That's what I was hoping for. Yeah, absolutely. Why are you just straight eating airheads? It's not Halloween yet.
I don't have... Wait, hold on.
In case I don't make it to Halloween.
Fair enough. Okay.
I've got blueberry.
Blueberry? I got one of those.
Are they all blueberry? Is it like a bag of blueberry?
No, it's all just a random.
I got blueberry.
I'm not a monster.
So
that's blue raspberry, I guess. Do you have blueberry or blue raspberry?
Cheers.
I gotta crack it, but yeah.
For those of you that are curious why there's just a picture of Rina as opposed to actually seeing Rina, she'll be here about an hour late. I want to say Friday last week, she gave me a heads up that her job misscheduled her for today. And so she's like, I am so sorry. I have to be an hour late, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's okay.
There's an issue in an alley she has to take care of.
Yeah, it's what it was. It was a pre-scheduled issue this time, though. So,
Oof.
Yeah, I know. And the worst part is she's still not prepared. Yeah, I know. She called me. She was like, I need somebody to click. It's like, I'm going live, Rina. Sorry. A little busy. So, anyways, what's up, boys? You doing well? I asked that question 4 times. The answer hasn't changed. Good.
My head hurts. I had to go to the dentist today. That sucked.
I would prefer yes or no interactions for the rest of the night. Thank you.
No.
I can't even hear you. You're so quiet.
Well, I'm doing the best I can with the voice I've got.
What?
This is going to suck for you. Scott's just going to terrorize you all night.
He can try.
try. Yes. So what you're saying is we should start off with the camera focused on Wade. Is that what you're saying?
That's where we left him.
I mean,
My tongue is blue.
Brittany, they're all eating.
I probably
Airheads
shouldn't do
without
this
me.
while sticking my tongue out, but you know.
They're all eating airheads without me. Airheads? Like airheads, they're out of control. You know, like
You're
airheads.
too old for those. You
I'm
must
not too
reach
old.
an age limit. You're above that.
No, I'm not too old. I am not too old. Rory, am I too old? What? Why
You're
are
at
you
the
out
age
of
where you
bed?
have,
You're too
like-
young.
You have like a little glass jar in your car you pull out of like nowhere. It's got little butterscotch and peppermint candies in it. And
I
what is
do
it,
not
Now
have
and Laters?
butterscotch. No, or Werther's.
Dude, now and
I do
later
not
took
have
like 20
Werther's.
minutes to chew like one of them, the tiny little ones.
You got like little black or licorice beans somewhere you hide and you pull out.
Okay, question before we start. Candy corn or no candy corn?
Like, first of all, candy corn's disgusting. It's a vile creation from like the atomic age. And my daughter said, I look like a young man, but I'm really old. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll
You
run
said
with
you're
it.
old.
Yeah,
Wait,
she
so
said I
candy
look like a
corn's
young
bad
man.
because it was invented in the atomic age?
No, it's like byproduct of atomic waste. It's like when they nuked the sand and it congealed together as like a blast from all like the heat and everything from the nuclear bombs. They're like, people will buy this for Halloween.
So you're telling me every time they make candy corn is because they're just blowing up nuclear?
You think they
bombs everywhere?
make new candy corn? I think they pick it out of everybody's trash every year and just repackage it. Like that stuff is nasty. The chat all agrees, disgusting, yuck, gross. It's like colored wax.
Here's the thing about candy corn. Yes to it, like for 2 bites every 3 years, and then you don't need it again. And then it's like, did I like it? And you try it, it's like, that's not bad. You eat a second one, you're like, it's not good. I think I'm good.
Do you remember those candies that were like wafers that were like UFOs? They're like shaped like UFOs. They're marketed like UFOs, but they were disgusting. They tasted like the thing the priest puts on your tongue. Like they were so gross.
The priest puts on
I
your
don't
tongue.
think that
What?
has any flavor, actually.
Hold on. What did the priest?
Shut up, Wade. That is hilarious.
I
And,
don't know what priests do to tongues outside of like.
Are we
ones that
talking
end up
about
in prison.
now or like 20 years ago?
I don't go to church anymore, so 20 years ago, I guess is the only answer.
Well, yeah, if the
Which
priest
I
is
was
putting stuff on your
15,
tongue,
20
I wouldn't
years
go to
ago.
church either.
So, you
What
know,
would I-
Is that actually a thing?
I think so.
what the G's it. Yo, move, holy man. Yeah. Wow.
I don't know if it's just like the reputation or if it's 2020 and the thought of someone like sticking something in my mouth, but like some like strange man walking up and just being like,
No,
"Open
you walk up
wide."
to them. No, you walk up to them, open your mouth and stick out your tongue. I'm assuming you weren't raised Catholic.
I also
I'm
wasn't in a
envious.
fraternity, but I've heard stories of similar tales in college.
You know, I was not in a fraternity either. There were no Dungeons and Dragons fraternity.
I knew
Yeah.
you drank like blood or something in church, but I didn't know about the weird.
Well, that's both a yes and a no. Are we going to go down this path?
No, we should not.
I was like, because technically you do, but technically you don't. It all depends on your
Okay.
faith. So, we're not going to go down this path. How about everybody? Can we all agree?
Hey, tell
No,
you what,
let's
I'd be
continue.
part of the church of Sarah Michelle Gellar back in like the 90s. So if Buffy was trying to drink some blood, I'd be like, hey, I'm converting too.
So, once again, you're a
I'd
move,
chain
holy
myself
man.
down.
Oh, God.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is one of like my 3 ever like celebrity crushes.
Only
Emma
3?
Watson for me.
Yeah, I
wait,
can't
hold on.
remember. I'd have to like.
Hermione.
Too young
I always
for me.
forget because I was
Too
never
young
like
for me.
super into it, but like Sarah
Hermione
Michelle
from
was
Harry
one.
Potter.
Yeah. Again, I think we talked about this last week. I think that was last week, or maybe it was on my other show last week where we talked about it. And I was like, because the age gap when Emma Watson started playing, she was still a kid, and I was not. So
I was.
yeah, which
That'd
is
be weird
fine.
for you, I guess.
Yeah. I think I was like 17 or 18, and she was like 9 or something like that. So it's like,
All right, well, we ready to get started? Sorry, I tried to talk normally there.
absolutely.
She's older than me by a little bit.
Ooh,
Emma Watson.
really?
How old is
She was
she?
born April 15th, 1990. I was August.
So yeah, it was one of those where 5 years apart, but then the movies are always recorded and then released a year later. So from the age when it was released, And the age I was at the time was like a 6-year gap, but it was like a weird 6-year gap. Like 25 to 31, that's nothing. Even 20 to 26, not that bad. But 20 to 14, it's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? And then even younger, we'll move away from that conversation because it's getting uncomfortable. So anyways, last session when we left off, the character Atilia and Dorian had broken off from Derb. Had broken off from Derb to go see if they could find a knight. The reason we were trying to find a knight was because you've discovered that apparently there is a bit of adultery going on. That honestly is not that interesting if it wasn't for the fact that the stories of adultery you've heard also have telling or signs that it might be a little bit more than that. There might be concerns of maybe it being a vampire about. So with the Witcher, again, Natalia, having a very, very heavily compromised silver blade and a very heavily compromised steel blade strapped to her back, the idea was hopefully maybe Derb could actually help to craft her a new one, or at the very least patch this one well enough that she can get by for a little while. So instead of going and investigating the concerns, you immediately went to trying to upgrade the equipment. You went by a vineyard where you heard that there might be some supplies, because supposedly this vineyard belongs to the legend among legends, Geralt of Rivia. Turns out that is true. The rumors were true. This place does belong to him, but he hasn't been here in a considerable amount of time. The major domo, whose responsibility is to look after this place and the success of it, especially during Geralt's absence, was more or less just like, you kicked in my door. Thanks.
Hold on a minute. I did it amazingly. Okay. Not only did you even think I was going to fail, like you too thought I was going to fail that DC check.
Wish you had.
He's going to make him higher for me specifically. He's like, oh, Pat, it's a DC 11. No, for him, it's going to be a 19. He's not going to be able to crack this. Go ahead. Talk about my amazing performance.
So you successfully kick in the door, a natty 20, a performance roll, which gets you a 27 total. So yes, you amazingly kick in the door and impress everybody on the other side with your introduction. Unfortunately, you also injured the door, a very expensive door to a person who doesn't technically own that house. And so he was a little off put. He was willing to work with you, though, because of that natty 20 and successful rolls thereafter. He was willing to work with you. But A, the door needed to be repaired, and B, they needed to verify your claim that you are in fact doing work for the countryside, for the land of Toussaint. So to confirm that, they were gonna, because you presented to them old paper from like months beforehand that's clearly been like very weathered and so on and so forth. So if you can confirm from a knight saying that yes, this is what you're doing, and you can repair the door, he would be willing to let you have some of the supplies, some of Geralt's supplies, so you can repair or craft her a new blade. The door has already been repaired by Derb. Long bit. And the attempt is to go find the knights now. Pulling the attention to Derb for a short period of time. Derb, you were left behind after having completed the door, and you decided to sit there and relax for a bit. He offered you a bit of wine, and you accepted the offer because it was the polite thing to do. He actually said he's not going to stay there and enjoy the bottle of wine with you, but he was going to open up a bottle and allow you to enjoy it. And I imagine you did, but a question about that, Wayne. Wayne Brady.
Bruce?
Wayne.
Nope, Brady.
Hey, that's even better for me.
Can you sing?
I can barely talk today, Scott.
Guess you're not Wayne Brady.
La, 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 la. How's that?
Scream for me.
Oh.
That's so much worse than last night.
That's what happens when I try to go high pitched.
Well, I was gonna say, can you squeal like a piggy? Okay, don't hurt yourself. Stop.
I can hear the strain in your vocal. Like, I'm trying.
My throat tightened listening to you do that. So,
have you ever had your wisdom teeth pulled out? Do you know the feeling of having your wisdom teeth out? Like for a few days, it doesn't hurt to try to open your mouth, but your body just physically won't let you open it all the way.
mm-hmm.
That's my throat. Like there's just certain areas where my throat's just like, stop. You have reached an unwanted error code. Blah 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 blah. Turn around immediately. I just cannot even.
The day before I turned 30, I had my three of my wisdom teeth pulled out. One was already taken before, 3 days before my wedding, because I time things well. So the day before I turned 30, I had 3 pulled, and what my wife gets me every year for my birthday, and you've seen it, is this massive, like, huge chocolate cake. It's called Death by Chocolate by a bakery around here. Anyways, it literally has like all these chocolate chips over it. Da-da-da. Anyways, so with a bloody mouth, 3 wisdom teeth freshly pulled, daily I was still eating that chocolate cake. Like, I'll eat it, squirt out the cavities and the gums. I'll eat the chocolate. I need it. I was like that kid from Matilda. You know what I mean?
Exactly what I pictured with that child.
Yep.
Oh, sweat and tears and blood went into this cake.
Listen, Brittany can confirm that did happen. I don't make good life choices.
I have bad thoughts and dreams about Matilda. Dude, that movie scarred me as a child.
There were some scarring moments.
Yeah.
One thing I do remember is wasn't there an Iron Maiden or something like that in that?
I think there was. I don't think you're wrong.
Or like the bad kids went in the
Yeah.
principal's office or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And
Something like
then that and the chocolate cake, the whole fucking thing.
The chocolate cake was very, because like when you hear blood, sweat, and tears as a kid, you're like, that's actually in the cake.
Oh. Yum.
There was, yeah. It has scarred me to this day, to where my grandma was like, "This is a really cute movie." Me at the end, like
I mean, at the end,
I couldn't deal with it.
I had some pretty messed up, slightly older cousins, so I watched like Chucky and stuff like that fairly young. So I was a little twisted from those.
I saw the movie Wild
Beforehand,
Thing as a kid, and I learned what golden showers were when I was 6.
There you go. Hey, it's an important lesson to know. Peeing in the shower is okay.
I had to watch Nightmare on Elm Street when I was younger.
Yep.
I didn't sleep for like 3 days. I legit thought if I slept, I would die.
I think I saw more messed up movies before I was 12 years old than I've seen since I've turned 12 years old.
I would concur, but I'd say before, say maybe 14 or so, because around after that time, I just stopped caring to watch horror movies as much. I just watched
Saw
some.
my parents.
So, anyways, Derb, you have glasses of wine. You have a bottle of wine in front of you.
I want to drink all of it now. And I roll to pass some to Wade.
The most scarring thing any person could ever see. Okay.
Yeah, so I drink the wine.
Oh my god. Oh, wait until you're on the other side of that. If and when you ever become a parent, you get to sit there and be concerned about those things. Yeah. It's the opposite of it. Wade, exactly how you were just sitting, the pillow behind you makes your ears look elongated and Gollum.
It does.
Oh, you're talking about the little white. Yeah. I can't see what you guys are laughing at, but I assume it's because my ears look like they're giant elf ears.
Yes, it's awesome. You know, Wade, you'd make a good looking elf. Nope, more like a dwarf.
Pat, I know how you feel. It sucks. It really does.
Yep.
I never had that experience. I don't think I ever will, unless my dad comes back from the grave.
I haven't either. And
I was trying to make it awkward and uncomfortable
either.
so we'd move on, but apparently that's not happening. Please continue.
I was going to say, unless my parents got remarried, but you know.
They don't need to get remarried.
That's probably more likely than my circumstance.
Yeah. I'd be a little scared with Wade's
Then again, 2020 fighting off zombie dad wouldn't be unexpected at this point.
I don't want to talk about 2020
Then
anymore.
I could actually write an interesting YouTuber book instead of just like, why I YouTube? It'd be like, how I fought off my zombie dad in 2020.
First drowned a man, and then zombie man.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I look
you have
so skinny without my beard. I look like I've shriveled
Actually,
up.
you did. You look same exact thing. Every time you trim the beard down, you're like, I thought I was getting fat. It was just my hair. Okay.
Well, my boobs say otherwise, but the rest of me looks like.
It's why I'm wearing a hoodie. I can hide it. You know.
I don't know what it is. I don't think it's bad. I just think we see more of your neck is all. Because normally your beard goes down pretty much where it hides like half
Well,
your neck.
I did have neck beard too, so the beard was down to here as
Right,
well.
I have pretty bad neck beard too. But
That's why you were being a pedantic ass. Ah.
Yeah.
Neck beard. That makes sense.
Pedantic. Isn't that a foot doctor?
That's a podiatrist. Never mind.
All right. I was being a foot doctor, guys. I'm sorry.
Moving on. Oh, God. So you had a bottle of wine in front of you, Wade. Would Derb have finished the bottle of wine, had just like a single glass? Is he kind of going to...
What's kind of customary as far as like if someone offers you wine like that? I guess he would just like, if it was, I mean, he's not like Siam, so he's not like dying to drink, but like if it's customary to finish the bottle, he would, but whatever's like the respectable thing to do. Because he's trying to build up good graces with these people after, you know, the front door was literally kicked in.
It's a really good question. Why don't you roll a history check to see if you would know what would be the cultural culture of this world, of this land?
I get a bonus to history, but I don't think that's for this.
Not
I think
for
it's
this.
for items,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, artifacts and magic and stuff like that, yeah. So with 11 total for your history, honestly, it's one of those things where you drink to your content, small sips, enjoy it. You know what I mean? If you finish the bottle, you finish the bottle. But the important thing is that you actually enjoy it as opposed to just like, you know, pounding the thing really quickly because you're like, oh, juice. You know what I mean? But beyond that, you don't really know any like crazy nuance details. So with that understanding, how do you think Derb would have handled the bottle?
I think he'd like have it like maybe a couple glasses or something. But I think if there's an area he's allowed to wander, he'd be kind of like just kind of politely looking around and admiring the fact that he's in a witcher's abode. He wouldn't like wander into areas that he shouldn't, but like he would still appreciate what he's allowed to look at where he's at and kind of enjoy it that way, passing the time, just admiring the craftsmanship or looking at different things that are made this or that way. They probably have nice, I don't know how nice the place is compared to like the normal places he's been, but like even if they have like nice silverware, he'd probably be like just anything that was crafted, he would try to admire the craftsmanship, and that's how he'd pass the time waiting for his friends to come back.
Is this something that you would just silently do to yourself, just kind of like, or is this something that you would actually like make note of, or even in any way emote this to other people with like gesture or facial expression or so on and so forth?
Are there other people around him right now?
Mostly there's servants around the area. You know what I mean? Like hired
servants. There'd be like workers in the field if you're out in the field and stuff like that. That can see you from
he would
wherever you
probably
are.
identify with them more than the royalty of the house or the leaders of the house. So like if they make polite conversation, he would too, or he would like compliment their work on this and that. If they did like if the house was spotless and he saw somebody like cleaning, he'd compliment that, make small conversation. But the craftsmanship of stuff, like, you know, if he saw something where like a steak knife was designed in a special way, he would make note of the blade or something like that, or, you know, he would take mental notes of things if things were particularly done well or in a different way than he's used to. But overall, he's really just trying to kill the time and be polite.
Gotcha. So he's not overly emotive in this situation. Okay, why don't you go ahead and roll me a persuasion with disadvantage?
My favorite.
Yeah, it's okay if you roll poorly.
Why with disadvantage?
Because he's not intentionally being emotive, he's just being himself. He's kind of being a little bit to himself, so it doesn't like stand out. It's not being the likelihood of him having an impact is going to be lower. So yeah, it's not something that really gets picked up by other people, how you're showing this appreciation. Eventually, after a considerable amount of time, because you're drinking but not going over the top, did you say your character would be willing to finish the bottle, just not rapidly, just because enough time has passed where you've enjoyed it?
Yeah, I mean, no, he's not going to be downing it, but if like hours pass,
yeah, and they will. Drink. So eventually the major domo is going to come by again and see that you're still sitting there and that the bottle's empty. And he'll actually, it's one of those things where he's walking by the room. He kind of like looks over towards the door onto the balcony-ish area where you can oversee the outside, as I was describing beforehand. So it's kind of like outside seating area where you can oversee the fields and everything. He'd walk by and see that, and it kind of like slow down to a stop. And it's one of those things where if, you know, somebody was looking behind you, they would see he's kind of like weighing his options for a few moments and then almost like hating himself for it. He turns and he walks over towards you. Your character doesn't pick up on this, but he does turn and he walks over towards you. And he'll clear his throat and say, Derb, it is correct?
Yes, Derb is my name. Smithin is my game.
As you've stated, it seems as though your companions are taking a considerable amount of time. I imagine you finished the bottle?
Taking their time does seem to be the case, and yes, I didn't want your hospitality to go to waste.
He nods slowly and says, well, if you have more time to wait, if you're willing to keep your hands off of the artifacts that are in there, you're welcome to save a little bit of your time by finding your way into the room that I had showed you down the hallway. And have a look about and see if the supplies that you're actually interested in procuring are there. Do us both a favor and take nothing. I will have a servant check the room after you leave it to confirm that nothing has gone missing. But that way at least you know the supplies that you require will be readily on hand.
I appreciate you giving me a look, and I'll make sure I do it by the book.
Are you going to say something about being a crook? Like, don't worry, I'm not a crook. So he'll actually, as he said, find your way over there. He didn't actually mean that. He actually has a servant. He directs them to bring you back down the hallway and let you back into the room, giving them a key, of course, or if they already had a key, to open the door and allow you in. You're able to go into the room and have a few minutes of, looking around, a dozen minutes or so to look around and kind of take inventory of whatever it is that you need. Now, remind me, Wade, exactly what it was that you wanted to work on for Rina first. Were you hoping to, and I know I had said that the sword could be patched up, but the silver sword really couldn't be. Were you hoping to do patching up, or were you hoping to craft her a whole new blade?
I think it was trying to craft a whole new blade, and I was going to do one or the other first. I can't remember which one would be more useful if it's a vampire we're hunting. I
think it was silver is what you wanted to try to do.
That would be the first one I'd want to work on.
And I think it was also because you personally were very excited about getting your hands on a blade, correct? To working on the Witcher one?
Either one, but I wanted to do whichever one would be more useful for our most likely first task.
And that being said, the for the silver blade, do you know, was Durham hoping to recycle the alloys that he had beforehand? The quality of her blade, as I said before, the amount of like true silver that was mixed in, the way that the metallurgy had worked, it was not so pure. Were you hoping to try to almost use metallurgy to separate out the less pure metals to admix more pure material in, so you're recycling her old blade? Or are you hoping to just more or less throw that thing in the truck garbage and make her a whole new one from scratch?
I think more than likely he would want to make her a blade from scratch. And if he did try to recycle those materials, he would use them for bolt tips for his bow, or he would just save them for something in the future, just to have some extra materials in case he needed to repair her sword again in the future.
I do have a dumb kind of meta question. This being Geralt's estate, would he have kind of like a smithing station, almost an armory here?
Actually, he wouldn't, because there are smiths in the capital city and over by where you are heading right now that he would be able to utilize their places. And he himself doesn't do metallurgy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he would have it, but I didn't know if any of his servants or whatnot around town or around his estate would have the ability to.
No, because one of the big things about Geralt specifically, whereas other Witchers might do otherwise, he's so on the move. He so stays in a place for such a short period of time.
Constantly coming across him.
Yeah, somebody that's capable of doing it, exactly. So you would be able to take a couple minutes and look around and see what you can discover. Wade, why don't you go ahead and roll me an investigation check for this? But actually, you don't necessarily have to roll an investigation check. If you want to, you can roll a smithy with intelligence, or you can roll investigation. I'm sure they're the same result anyways.
Smithy with intelligence, is that still just a 3?
It's intelligence plus your proficiency bonus because you're proficient in it, so it'd probably be a 5.
Okay, my investigation's only a 3, so I think Smithy would be better.
Cool.
No advantage or anything, right? I should have asked that first. But...
not for this, no. It's not like you have an extended period of time or anything. So inside the room, spending your just over 10 minutes looking about, you are able to find that he does have several things in there. First and foremost, there are other fully crafted Witcher blades that are inside there. all crafted, of course, of the truer forms of silver and so on and so forth. They're behind a bit of glass and whatnot, like on a bit of a display. Others literally just hung there for a quick kind of drop off and grab to walk out the door, so on and so forth. The ones that are behind the glass are shaped very differently, designed very differently from the others that are kind of like hanging on, like in a what is it called? In a scabbard attached to like a belt or whatever, thrown onto a hook. Those all look like they're probably around the same shape, design, width, so on and so forth. Whereas the ones behind the glass, again, look like they're designed differently, lengths, widths, weights.
So I can't see the actual blades, right?
Correct, but you can tell just by the hilt and the design that they're definitely silvered. I imagine you handle none of those blades, or do you actually get a little...
Herb was told not to touch anything, so he wouldn't touch anything, not even the whatever silver on the ground. He would just look.
Okay. And then the inside of the drawers and whatnot, because you obviously would open different cabinets to see where supplies were, but without actually touching the individual objects to make sure that there was no foul play, you would discover that there are actually ingots of the correct material that you need. With your check there, the reason why I wanted you to do that, because anybody can open a door and be like, oh, that looks like silver, is looking at the ingots and the stamps that are on them, you're able to discern that there are different degrees of silver quality that's inside here. It more or less breaks down to 3 different degrees of silver. There's the highest or the truest form of silver, which honestly the value of something like that is so high you don't even know if you could calculate it even if you had time without knowing current market or so on and so forth. The middle quality is still like we're talking a king's treasure is what it would be worth. And then there's a lower quality, still better than what her blade is crafted from, but there's a lower quality ingot there, and that's the one where you're like, okay, this right here is what would be worth easily like 1,000 gold or more in value for me to actually be able to craft a blade from. And that's more than likely what you'd be working with, unless you choose to go with other lies later on. It's up to you. You do also find inside the other cabinets, there are various reagents, herbs, and whatnot. And more importantly, tools. So you have tools for doing a craft, but like actual rune cutting, actual like enchanting of blades, quality tools for doing that degree of calligraphy into the blade is something that you just lack. You have the tools for crafting the blade, but not necessarily imbuing it with all the power that you want to. And there's actually a fine set of that, going back to what Pat was asking about earlier, inside one of the drawers that you open. Again, you choose not to touch any of this, correct?
Yeah, no, he wouldn't touch anything.
So you can see that they're designed well, but the materials that they're made out of, it's kind of hard to tell from without like really getting involved or examining it. And then looking about the room, you also see many other suits of armor and stuff like that, and bits of extra material that happens to be sitting there in case somebody needed to patch this or replace a couple of scales on that and so on. You also see a few trophies inside of this room. Literally body parts of different beasts that have been felled, whose worth as an individual material would be rather considerable if you worked into a type of armor, or depending on the material, even into the forging of a blade. You see the stuff sitting about here, but whether or not you have permission to touch or take these, you'll have to kind of discover that as time goes on. All in all, you do find exactly what it is you need, but then as your character leaves the room, the servant eventually will be like, I think that's been enough time. We should probably get going. It leaves Derb with an understanding of what's in there, and Wade to contemplate what it is he might try to grab for Rina or Atelia as...
so basically, Wade has been given the option of window shopping right now.
Yeah. Well, there's also a very different quality of material that's there, and let's see what he ends up trying to go for.
I apologize. Again, meta. Maybe because I missed this last session. Does Wade Derb get to choose out of this giant selection of...
That was never discussed.
Looking.
Okay. I didn't remember that. I was like, the way you're describing it sounds like Derb's going to be able to choose.
I don't think Derb would window shop, because Derb has this like... It's almost like you said, a myth or the legend of the Witchers or whatever. Like he's never personally gotten to meet one, and now he's in the house of a legendary one, working for another one. Like all of a sudden there's two Witchers.
The legendary one.
Yeah. And I haven't rolled the history to check to see if Derb has heard of Geralt.
I imagine you. I feel like Geralt would be a pretty famous Witcher by this time.
Not just a famous Witcher, because this is post third game, right? So this is absolutely he's famous, but more importantly, to a non-human, do all humans know who he is? Hell no. But for a non-human like you, from the region that you're from, which is the north, absolutely you know who he is because of the number of things that he's done for the sake of sapiens, elder races like yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the thought of stealing from someone who's got that kind of title, it doesn't seem like the kind of enemy he'd want to make. So I think he's gonna appreciate some of the things he's seen.
He's not
and,
here. When will he
yeah.
even come back?
But I think
According
I
to
just don't
Dory,
think
he's
that's
dead.
Derb. It's not Derb style. He's much. That's why he stayed behind and fixed the door. He's much more honorable. So I think he would much rather either try to persuade for better materials later, or, offer to do work for the house. Like he would try to find other ways to earn the materials. He wouldn't just grab them and risk like compromising a chance to get to work on these blades for Attilia.
okay. So you do that, and you take in the sights, and you understand what's there and whatnot. And like you said, you're probably not window shopping. You're probably going to come in, do the respectful thing, and leave, and so on and so forth. The servant eventually brings you back to that table, where, funny enough, and this guy apparently is a rather gracious host, which you kind of have to appreciate to a degree, because when you're brought back to the table you were sitting before, still rather tipsy from drinking an entire bottle of wine, even if over the course of hours. I don't know if Wade has ever drank an entire bottle of wine, but Wade is also about triple or quadruple the weight of
I had to
Derb.
call off work 10 years ago because I didn't know how strong wine was, and I had like a bottle and a half. Like between a friend and I, we had 3 bottles of wine, and
Yeah, and
I'll have to
the
I'll have to
hangover
talk
of
to you
wine.
guys about that kind
didn't have
of
a
stuff
hangover.
later.
But man, that was a long night of like.
How
It's
does
gonna wear off eventually.
wine hit you? Is it like rum? Is it like,
It hit me a lot
heavier?
harder than like beer. Like it was like having
Because
a
beer
lot of
kind of
liquor.
creeps. You know what I mean?
Wine did not creep. Wine was like fine, fine, fine. Go to stand up, and it's like
Bam.
Fine. Now I feel
float.
the wine.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean that's like tequila can do that too. If you're sitting down, then you stand up, you feel it. Like every whole bloodstream rushes.
it's just like all of a sudden I was like beyond. Like I was just very drunk, and I was shocked.
I
similar to
hate to
Pool.
say I am was not anymore a very experienced drinker, so it all hit me the same because it was all just in high volume. So not
I could
anymore.
have like 3 or
but back
4
in
Long
the day-
Islands, and like the third Long Island would hit me pretty hard. But like wine, like
don't know,
I
when
kind
we
of
hung
knew
out-
what I was feeling when I was drinking liquor. Wine, like I said, I was just chilling by the pool. We were having some drinks, and like we had like snacks or whatever. We were just eating and drinking, hanging out by the pool. And then I got up to like I was like, all right, well I should probably be heading out. And I was like, I cannot head out. I can't. Nope. No. Maybe like oh god, I'm gonna miss work. I had to call in, and actually, Tyler had to cover my shift that night. Oddly enough.
Really, at Chippendales, they let Tyler work there.
Yeah.
Wow,
Shocking, right?
low standards.
He had to cover my shift, and he didn't even have his jock strap. It was very awkward.
Did he borrow yours?
Yeah.
Did
Left it in
fit?
a locker.
Wasn't washed.
Very unclean.
It's okay. He just wore it inside out.
I used to be
Wore
a pretty.
backwards.
I didn't used to be a soft weight or a lightweight. Now I'm pretty lightweight. Mainly
I
because
am
I just
too,
don't. I just don't drink.
I don't either.
Like
Nowadays, I'm a very lightweight because I'm removed from all that by about 7
all
years
the
removed from
partying
it.
and stuff like that.
I know it sounds really goofy to say, but it's funny. I was on a call the other day with Jake, who you know, obviously Wade, and my best friend growing up, and so my best friend started telling stories, and Jake's just kind of like, what? It's like, yeah, mm-hmm. But he said, mm-hmm. Moving on. So, anyways, drink responsibly and never get behind the wheel. I genuinely mean that.
Yeah.
So,
Even if you think you feel okay, don't risk it.
yeah,
Why I
don't.
drink at home. Where I can do stupid shit here at home.
And now with Uber and stuff like that, like there's really no excuse. Lyft
Yeah.
and Uber and all
No,
that.
there's not.
Yep. Exactly. Be safe when you're in an Uber, but nonetheless, be safe by not drinking and driving. So back to
Jared,
the game.
I haven't touched it, dude.
Touch what?
My Crown Royal. I've taken a couple of sips out of it. Do you like Crown Royal?
Me, it's very, very, very sweet. Very sweet.
Have you? Hold on. Have you tried this?
Yeah, absolutely. XR. Yep. It's very sweet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. For me, I like my liquor. Actually, I have the bottle I should probably open tonight that Josh gave me. Unfunny one in chat. Anyways, he I prefer my liquor not to be so sweet, for it to be more smoky or peaty or so on and so forth. But anyways, don't worry, Rena will be here very soon. So back to the game though. So you go walking back, and when you head back to the table you were sitting at beforehand, you actually have a fresh glass. Every time you finish your glass before, somebody would actually come over and pour for you. Anybody that happened to be walking by, there's actually a fresh bottle of wine that's there with a fresh, clean glass that's there. You look at the bottle and you take a glance at it. It's definitely a different bottle, like a different vintage, different style of wine, so on and so forth. And so as the servant goes over and brings you back to the table, without even asking you, they just open the bottle and glug, glug, glug into the glass for you. Make sure they wipe the rim, everything's nice and clean, and they put it down and walk off, leaving you sitting there again with more wine to drink. Whether or not Derb indulges is an entirely different conversation that I'll let you contemplate after we come back from Pat. While you and Atelia are making your way over towards the Knights area that we were talking about beforehand, this is where the Knights actually have their events, their special events go on. Specifically, it's also where they have their training grounds between when they have their various events. What's it called? Their tournaments is what I was looking for. As you guys go approaching into the place, there's a little bit of a commotion that's going on off to the side that seems to catch what's her name? I keep forgetting it. I'll eventually have memorized Atelia. It catches.
Is this before or after she slaughtered her horse?
After.
Okay.
After.
Why would it be
I forgot about that.
Because I knew Scott forgot about it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
The way that he was describing this whole scenario is like, is she like covered in blood?
You need to play a song, Mr. Bard. Toss a horse at your witcher so you guys can get another horse.
Oh. Toss a horse to your witcher. She ate the other one. It was delicious.
I tried to make her laugh while she did it. You wouldn't let me. I think you're a mean DM.
I think, as somebody said, Pat, what is it? Scott, what did somebody say on Twitter? It was something along the lines of Scott describes how dark and and serious of a world the Witcher is. Pat proceeds to make Jack in this world. It's like, I was like, okay, no statues. Understood. Afterwards, so there's a bit of commotion going on that seems to grab her attention, and she's going to go off to investigate that, kind of looking to you and saying, see if you can find the knight, because obviously you're a talky, chatty person anyways. So this has you walking into the tournament grounds yourself. Now, one of the things that
we were pretty far away from that, right? I mean, because it was going on nightfall when we headed out.
No, you were able to. You were actually, in theory, going to be able. Yeah, you're going to get to the tournament grounds close to nightfall. Yes, but you would have a little bit of time to
late afternoon, and I imagine
late morning.
I watched her as she late morning. Oh, I thought it was late afternoon. My bad. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. So when you get there, it's later in the day because the kid going all the way to the capital city would have taken the whole day, right? But here is a little bit closer. So
I watch her slaughter the horse and cut it all up into pieces, give it to the sad people.
She does it very efficiently.
Yeah,
very, very efficiently. So and then she says, find the knight, sort of a thing, because obviously you're the talky person anyways. So when you come walking into this place, walking along these dirt roads up into the area, one of the things, because you're coming from the northern approach, as you're coming in, the thing that kind of catches your eye is as you're going past what's clearly the area that's meant to be where the tournament grounds take place, where they have the stands that are designed in there, the walls that go around the stands, so on and so forth. They have these large buildings, like stone at the base, but wood reinforced and wood structured up top buildings, where you imagine they house whoever knows whatever it is that they're doing with the various tournaments. And in the off season, once again, this is where horses and whatnot could be stored for like practice jousting and so on and so forth as they do. So you're walking past this large, mostly wooden, little bit of stone structure. Think like a mini Coliseum. As you go walking by it, you're walking into like the more of the town proper, where there's various, predominantly out here, it's predominantly shops you're going to find all over the place. You're going to find a smithy for crafting arms, but then at the same time, a different smithy for crafting armor. At the same time, different shops for purchasing different arms, or different shops for purchasing different armor. My apologies, that's four individual buildings in total. I made it sound like it might be more than. So 2 different smiths, 2 different shops and
I
that's it.
imagine there'd be other shops selling food and crap like that.
Of course.
Tournament stuff. So.
Of course, there's actually going to be several taverns that'll exist out this way, and I mean several. Though at this point in time, because the tournament's not happening, only one tavern is actually open. Of those aforementioned shops, actually the two shops, the weapons and the armors one that you walk by, they're closed. Maybe it's for because of time of day, but honestly, it's not so late you'd expect that to be the case. But probably because it's like off season for it to be the case. The smithies, however, do seem to be closing up shop as you're walking by them. But it's important to note the size and whatnot that they have there, and they seem to be decent in size as far as you understand smithy shops. Derb would know better. But you do, of course, find two inns here as well, rather large, so they can store a good number of people. One of them, again, is closed.
Would I know when about the tournaments are held?
Not this season. So, because I described it before,
so I would know that it's not happening anytime soon
until summertime. So you'd be a few months away. Mm-hmm.
So not happening. Okay.
Correct. Absolutely correct. So, when you go walking into the area, and again, because it's later in the day, the sun is setting, so on and so forth, you can see that there are still people milling about. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, please, Patrick.
Perception.
Senor Static.
I clicked it. Did it go? Okay, there it goes.
Okay, cool. So with that perception check, walking about town, you can see that there's a good number of just random folk that are about here. Giving them a good look, you're like, okay, these are clearly like workers of this area. Like, maybe they might live here, they might not, they might live nearby. But these are people that clearly like carpenters that maintain the stands, work in the structure, masons that will maintain the stonework or whatever that's here, so on and so forth. They're kind of coming in and more or less cleaning up and clearing off the winter's harm because it's springtime, and getting this place prepared for whatever tournament will be coming up in the future. You also see a couple of other people that walking by that are probably just actual people that are just going to the tavern, happen to live nearby, run the inn, so on and so forth. But then you can see a couple of squires walking down the road, and they're talking to one another. Squires always stand out by the way that they're dressed, so on and so forth, not appropriately armored, usually very, very, very lightly armored, but still wear all the pomp and colors and whatnot that a knight would wear, a lesser tunic kind of tucked in at the belt and so on. So you can see a couple of squires walking down the road and having a conversation with one another. Do you approach them, or how do you go about this, Patrick?
Would I be able to... I'd probably try to, kind of... God, I'm not wanted or anything. I want to just kind of eavesdrop on their conversation to see if it's not like obviously like eavesdropping. If maybe I could duck into a stall or just look at some fruit or something like that and kind of just listen to to hear what they're saying to make sure that I'm not going to butt in on an important conversation.
So just so you know, this will make you happy. It's a deception check to make it look like you're not eavesdropping. And then I'll let you take, depending on that, I'll tell you what to roll next.
Okay. Just regular, normal.
Deception, sir. 17. And if you rolled less than that, it'd be a 17. So you do a pretty good job of them like just looking like you're checking something out nearby while trying to just listen to what they're saying. Go ahead and roll me a normal perception check to do the actual eavesdropping. So you can definitely hear that the conversation they're having. The problem is they're like a couple of Bostonian douchebags that just talk over each other nonstop. So you can't quite, like, as one of them starts to get into what they're saying, the other one's already talking on the side too, and the other one's talking over him, because they're all like having this quick three-way conversation where everybody's just always talking over each other. It's really hard to pick out the finer details of what they're saying, but they're definitely having a conversation about what they were doing, like an exciting thing that happened earlier in the day, like something about a bit of action or how somebody reacted to something, so on and so forth. You're not entirely sure the details of it. Maybe they're talking about a knights and maybe their own training. I mean, their clothing does look a bit dirtied, but not so much as to be like tumbling around on the ground.
Does their demeanor, would I understand on their demeanor if I would be bugging them if I were to approach them?
Insight check for
would
that
they
one.
be irritated?
Mm-hmm. Insight check. No, insight.
Oh, insight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have no fucking clue.
You have no clue. No clue.
All right. not knowing the situation and whether I'm going to be bugging them, I'm just going to cast Friends.
Ooh, is that one person?
Is it one person?
It is.
On all charisma check at one creature of my choice.
So for the duration, you have an advantage on charisma checks. When the spell ends, they realize that they use magic to influence them, so on and so forth. But that's fine. That's fine.
Can I roll another insight on which one I want to kind of direct this at?
No, you don't need to roll another one. You can just...
Does it not matter?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter for the situation. So you kind of walk up and just pick one of them, which is fine.
It's going to be kind of a performance thing, so I don't know if I need to roll that. I guess I really don't need to, because they would just be my friend. Wow.
Correct. Immediately, they're your friends. There's no saving
like,
throw against this. Yeah.
Cool. So I would
just so you know, I imagine the way this works is like the fact that you have advantage, but then there's a retaliation afterwards. I almost imagine your compliments to them are like backhanded compliments and almost like negging. You know what I mean? So it's like
no, it would be full on compliments. I wouldn't make short of it at all. I would call them brave knights. I would even kind of talk them up a bit more, as just not to raise suspicion. You know what I mean? To be friendly in a way of just asking if their master, is that the right word? Because they're squires, correct?
Yeah. You don't necessarily have to say
mentors.
Master. They're knight. Yeah.
Right. So if they're, if they or a superior of theirs would be able to help a bard in need.
Sure. So you're going to kind of walk up to them and you can RP it however you'd like excuse me, gentlemen, however you want to do it.
I probably would have put on kind of almost not a spin or anything flashy, but I would probably take the apple and kind of, am I able to pickpocket that?
Oh,
kind of like where I'm just like, not like, I guess I would pay for it, but in the way that I'm like trying to be deceptive, like not listening to them, but then to see them walk past, I'd kind of just, acting like not trying to actively steal it, or even maybe just throw it back to the owner. And I would just put my full concentration on them. Squires, I would know they're the squires for sure, just based off the colors.
Absolutely.
I would probably just call them Sir Knights. Is anyone here able to assist a bard in need? Kind of like bowing to them, kind of like giving them respect.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me your persuasion check with advantage, because that's what your effect gives you.
Persuasion, all right.
Thank you for the sub kill squeeze.
Okay.
That's a tight hug, though. A kill squeeze? It's a really tight hug. So anyways, with a 20 persuasion check, thank you, sir. That's pretty awesome. As you go walking up and you say, I help a bard in need, there's one of those things where they kind of look at each other and one of them says, because you did call them knights, which is not technically correct, but the one that you happen to use this on, you can tell he was a bit more of the arrogant. He was more like Wade, right? He's a bit more arrogant than the other people around him.
Most squires
right?
are like, I should be a knight. Why am I not a knight? Kind of a thing. Like,
it's my job. I earned it. By blood.
I've been working here for 4 years, no promotion.
Yep. So you go walking up and you kind of like saying this, directing your attention and your effect onto this one particular person, and he says, "It was like, well, what is it that we can help you out with, friend? Are you looking for a muse to tell your next tale?
Perhaps in the future, due time." If time is kind, I am in need of a knight to help me with something that has, and I would kind of look off towards the vineyard, that has occurred, sadly, to my own fault. You see, I am in need of a knight for what was I in need of a knight for? It was of checking that the Witcher is actually a Witcher, correct?
Yeah, to verify that she is in fact working for the more or less the governor or whatever of.
That's what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm, yep.
I am in need of help to verify or validate a newfound Witcher that is not Geralt.
Another Witcher, and around here. One of the guys to the side.
I would almost say kind of whispering to them as if I don't want to rouse it to everybody. Like they are the only important ones that need to hear this.
Okay. One of the he says another Witcher around here. A little more of a hushed tone. And one of the other guys says, "Do we really need another one?" And the third guy is like, "Hush. It was helpful having him around. Did you want to deal with those beasts? Well, he was the reason why they arrived. That's still not known to be true." And it's kind of like there's
one that's like, do we even need him around? I would just say, honestly, I think you guys are doing a top-notch job while Geralt is who knows where. This other Witcher, though, could prove competition here in the town. why not snuff out this possible, I don't know. God, what's I'm trying to think of a word for fake. What would be the God?
A word for fake foe,
No.
right? F-A-U-X.
Somebody that's
Daleric?
Wow.
someone that's faking a position or something. You know what I'm talking about? Why can I not think of the word?
Phony, upstart, false.
No.
Scott?
Mimic, I
Mimic?
guess.
Yeah, mimic's like a settle for it. Fraudulent.
Yeah, a fraud. That's
Yeah.
what I want. A fraud of a Witcher. Basically, can you guys validate
Imposter!
Yeah, imposter would be a great one too. Yeah. Call meeting.
She's sus.
I saw Atella vent. I was in medbay.
I tell you once, I tell you twice.
But
Oh
yeah,
my
so
God.
that would be my RP is I would ask them if they would be willing to validate or prove that this person is not who they say they are, which is a Witcher. Kind of reverse psychology. Would I have to deception them?
Yeah, I said with advantage. And so you trying to flip it on the guy that was most negative before.
Well, no, the one that's like saying like I don't even know why we need them or
exactly that
whatever.
one.
I'm trying to
He
just
goes-
boast
he goes-
him because the other guy's my friend.
Yeah, he actually responds saying, "What do you have in mind?"
I've been traveling with this so-called Witcher, and I don't know if they are who they say they are. If they are truly a Witcher, you guys would be able to, validate that, correct? If you guys were to bring it to, and I would probably would I know kind of in or where their like headquarters would be, where they're
Honestly, just one of the knights would work. If one of the knights
I would
wrote a
probably
writ.
kind of like almost Jack Sparrow-y kind of like point in like a weird gesture, If you guys were to say bring a newfound Witcher, you guys could take the praise of finding the new Witcher for the town. That could be instant knighthood. 2 brand new knights.
That's how it works.
He says, "I thought we were trying to unvalidate her."
But if she is who she says she is, would that not boast a reward?
The friend to the side kind of nudges him. Is like, "It's a win-win." He's like, "Oh, I don't know if having a Witcher around is a good thing, but gaining some honor, gaining some notoriety. Yeah, I don't."
Or simply telling them to leave this land. Almost trying to like string just, more temptation and for them to just. Would that be another deception?
Yeah, no, you're fine. And so they kind of like one of those talking amongst themselves for a second. I don't know if we should listen. We either bring her there, and she's a fraud, and we pointed her out as a fraud, and you get the credit for that, save the town some trouble, or or the city some trouble, or we bring her in, and she's real, and we get credit for bringing to light another real Witcher. I mean, all he needs is the validation, right? I suppose.
And all I want in return is to be able to sing of the praises, either of yours and hers, or yours alone.
The guy says,
It's not technically a lie. It would be true.
the guy actually turns in like a certain way, so he's showing half of his face, like his left side, and he's just like, "Make sure you get my good side." And the other one's like, "He's a bard, not an artist." Oh.
Well, do I have a notepad? Would I have a notepad for writing lyrics down or anything?
I imagine you do, unless
Yeah,
you
I would
memorize
just-
everything.
I would ask who these guys. I would be just, of course, as I like try to like stumble and get a piece of paper out, and I would just be like, "What are your names?" Kind of
Oh.
like ready to write them down.
My name is Wade.
Is this the one that was being negative before?
Nope, that one's name's Patrick.
Oh, perfect,
Yep.
dude. Wait, perfect, dude.
Yep. And the other one that's like, win-win, go with it. His name's Michael.
Check it.
At least we're getting these out of the way early, Pat.
Sorry, dinner's ready. We're doing a roast.
All right, see you later, dude.
Woo! Is your mom flashing the lights in the front porch?
No. I've been cooking it for about 6 months.
Listen,
6
I
months.
grew up before
Oh,
cell phones
fuck.
and beepers. Well, we had beepers
No,
technically.
Marie knocked on my door and asking if it was ready because I've got a timer ready. So.
Hi, Molly.
Molly!
We got
Thank you
Gym
for the
Squad
raid.
raid.
Wade's
Hello,
like,
Gym Squad.
what is he doing and why?
I was wondering what you
Like,
were
I
doing.
grew up before cell phones. Like, oh, he's truly finally lost it. Hello, Gym Squad. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, Molly.
So yeah, I would write down their names and it'd be like, when do we start?
One of the guys
Or
is
no,
like,
I wouldn't even ask that. I would just ask, I'll be around the fairgrounds hunting for some new instruments to sing of your praise. Let me know when, I can bring the Witcher here if you guys are going to be around for a while. I would say Witcher kind of like, like the
Witcher.
The Witcher, yeah.
They'll say, well, yeah, we should be around for a bit. There's another week or so of training in the area before we're supposed to pack up their gear and move on back. So we'll definitely be able to do that soon if you'd like.
Perfect.
Tonight,
I'll go and
you think?
will Rina be here in time for that?
Rina should be here any minute now. Wait, who's Rina? Oh, the barmaid? How'd you know I was seeing her?
Barmaid.
Listen, she may
That's
be...
on the other fucking side of town. Hold on a second.
Listen, no, it's okay. She may be missing a few teeth, but I like it that way. Ah! Hold on. It's okay. I can do this. Put him in. Ah! Take care of it. All better now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is my head
I'll bet
inside
I-
of the ceiling?
No, it's
Yes.
it's perfect. Everything's
Your
perfect.
perfect time. We were just talking about you.
Oh, she probably
You
can't
look
hear us.
just like your photo.
I can hear you.
Oh. Are you here now?
I'm here now.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Oh
Hi,
my
Rita.
God! Wait, is she wearing the exact same stuff as in your picture?
I am. Yeah, that's from today. Actually, I was surprised he took that.
I
that was
snagged it.
from
I'm a creeper. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boom.
you are a creeper.
Hey!
That's like I went through every single photo Rena's ever posted. I'm gonna take this one.
No, I grabbed...
I thought he
He
took
took
that
the first
from
one
like.
that was there.
I got the
You
top
even
picture.
found ones that were on your MySpace account 10 years ago. It was really weird.
Oh god.
Rina's too
You don't
young for
wanna see those.
MySpace. Wait, did you have a MySpace?
Yes, I did. Are you
I had
serious?
MySpace.
I thought I was too young for
When you
MySpace.
were born, your parents would sign your name on the thing and then they would make your MySpace account. It was a really dark time.
It's just how it worked.
I mean, I definitely had a MySpace. I was all tooled out, like Tool the bands. Like,
Probably still have a MySpace,
course
and Tom
you
is your
were.
best friend.
Have you seen Tool before? They put on a fantastic show.
oh, I love absolute. Tool is my #1 favorite band. Absolutely love Tool. But
I've gotten to see them once, and their show was like, holy fuck! Like I've seen a lot of bands. Tool was the first one that was like, dude, if I did drugs, this would be fucking sick. But I don't do drugs.
Meanwhile,
It was still
Blink-182
sick.
Live, I was like, they do a lot of editing for their CDs.
Yeah, they do. No, the last 2 times I saw them, they were pretty good.
Was that with Tom or after Tom?
After Tom,
Oh.
which is basically just Mark singing.
Back in the Tom era, I saw them live and I was like, Travis is really good live.
who are you talking about?
Blink-182.
Oh, ew.
Please, Scott, show some more disdain on your face.
All the small things.
Why are you? Oh, you're playing
Truth
guitar. I thought you were
cares.
doing something else.
Truth brings.
I thought he was doing something else too.
Always.
Oh my god.
I know. She'll
Please stop the
be
jacking
at
off.
my show.
You'll be.
It's like the same like 3 notes over and over and over and over again. You're like, watching and waiting.
I cannot watch you strum anymore because it's not a good angle.
Strum or stroke?
Yeah.
Both.
Well, you know, I saw that article over in New York Times, and I was like, that man knows how to zoom. If you don't get the
So-
reference, I'm sorry.
Anyway,
So what's going on in here?
You killed your horse and went off to go check out something that caught your eye, and Pat's making friends for you. So you say, they say we can even do that for you tonight. To you.
And I would just,
Pat,
yeah,
hold on,
knowing
hold on.
that.
To catch you up properly, Pat is trying to get people to disprove that you're a Witcher.
We need a Witcher
don't
to
tell
validate.
her.
We need knights to be able to validate that you're a Witcher, so we can go back to the state so you can get your weapons.
He's reverse psychologying them, which apparently has got them all Very happy.
I've technically got
okay.
one under my spell right now. So technically.
For like 30 more seconds.
And then it got flipped, turned upside down.
I don't want to waste time. There we go. Keep it going.
So
And
I
I've
would
got
just
an
say,
unlimited supply of
yes,
alcohol.
yes. I would just say, yeah, of course. I can bring her here as soon as I can. I think this is the
living
first
high
time.
life.
I think this would be the first time that I said her in this, because I don't
Yeah.
think every time I associated with The Witcher, I think it was always as just a Witcher. So
To be fair, Lil Yelex, I do have ADHD, thank you very much, and I'm proud of it. FTN. So anyways, so you are trying to use this reverse psychology reverse, and the whole situation leads with them being like, we can meet tonight. And you're like, cool, I'll meet you tonight. Whereabouts? And they're like, finishing up the conversation, they say, we can meet at the tavern after, shut up, Sari.
Oh, my favorite time.
Sorry. They're like, we can meet at the tavern, and after the knights are done doing their training and getting themselves rightly pissed drunk, then, usually we can clean up the mess and then we get ourselves pissed drunk.
And I said, yeah, that'll be fine. I'll bring her. I'll just say I'll bring the Witcher. I'll bring them here as soon as I can. I wouldn't say that that Rina's character is a female or anything like that. I want that to be a better surprise. I think that'll be better.
Yep.
Knowing that
Perfect.
my time for the spell is almost up, I would probably just try to persuade them to go get a drink on me. So I would give them 2 gold coins.
2 gold coins always ends up well. So you give them 2 gold coins, kind of toss them a couple
I
of
both
coins.
kind of toss them both.
Is
to
that
them.
enough for 3 drinks, or is that like leaving one out?
No, it's not for multiple drinks.
Oh. I
Yeah.
was hoping that the one
I'm
you had under
giving
spell
1
would
coin
get a drink.
each. Is what I'm.
Oh, so 3 coins.
Is it 3 coins?
3 for 3 people. 1
I
coin.
thought you said there was 2 guards.
was
Been
three
three.
the whole time.
Oh, there was 3.
That's why their names are Wade, Patrick, and Michael.
Oh, I didn't hear the Michael. I thought it was just Wade. Okay, my bad.
It's not
That's
Michael
fine.
from Vsauce either.
This is really awkward you're using our names, because one of them you said was dating the bartender named Rina.
Yeah, I didn't say
Yeah.
which one. Just saying.
You don't have to. You can
Well,
just move
seeing
on
as
now.
Wade is married and I'm taken.
These aren't us, Pat. They just have the same name.
Yeah, these aren't you. Why are
I
you?
thought he said an NPC.
Yeah, why are we? Excuse me, Rina. Are you uncomfortable right now, Rina?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah,
We're fine.
I said uncomfortable, but that's
No,
fine.
I'm
Yeah, we're
good.
fine.
We're good. We're fine.
Oy vey.
It's good.
So you gave them each a coin. Pat says it's going to be 3 coins, and you send them off to go get their drinks. Or
I would try to
convince
persuade them to just go. I do want to persuade them to go try to get a drink.
That is going to be a persuasion check. Unfortunately, this time I'm not going to give you advantage. I'm going to say because there's disadvantage to have them go against their commands, but you have advantage from your spells, so therefore a normal roll. Persuasion.
Do I have to roll because I just don't know my silver tongue. Does that give me just never mind. I'll just roll.
Hold on. No, yeah, you have to roll. You just if you roll low, you get to take the higher number.
I clicked it. Okay, it's just
Normal though, not advantage.
Oh, normal. My bad. I thought you said disadvantage, but advantage because of my spell.
And
My
then
bad.
neutralize. Yep. Hey, huzzah! It's one of those things where you give it to
I
Wade
probably
and-
would have kind of like tried to slide it to them, not like in
course.
open, be like, "This is on me."
Yep, you gave him your sack.
In the tavern.
That's lost in it sack. So you gave him the coins, and Wade is like, absolutely, I could use a drink after that day, and then looks over
Who
at
was the one that I friended?
the Wade.
Wait-
The get my good side.
Does that mean I'm going to hate him in like 10 seconds when this wears off?
Yep.
No, you're just gonna know I used magic on you. But that's
Then to
why
become hostile and all
technically
that.
at this point you probably do know because we've been talking for a while.
No,
And that's why
most of it's been out of game chatter though.
Yeah, so that's why I've been wanting to just persuade you to I'm trying to just immediately get your mind going somewhere different.
So you give him the coins, and he's like, I could definitely go for a drink. And Patrick's like, You know what? I could probably go for a drink too. And Michael's like, I don't know, guys. It's making me nervous. I don't know if it's such a good idea.
And Dilbert from Rocco's Modern Life, or Filbert or whatever his name is.
Well, I mean,
Turn the page,
he has
he
has stomach problems and he gets gassy. That's Mike, right? Like, I don't know.
I forgot that character
nervous.
even existed till just now. What was that character's name? Anyone watch Rocco?
Yeah, of course I did. That's who I was just mocking.
Dilbert or Filbert or
I think it's
Phil.
Maybe Filbert. Yeah. There's a turtle. I'm nervous.
Turn the page, wash your hands. Anyway.
Rocco's
His name was
Modern Life.
Filbert, right? The little turtle, the little green turtle.
Yeah.
That took place in Australia, didn't it?
I thought.
Yeah. I actually think that turtle character perfectly kind of like represented Viking Magoo, in my opinion. But that's fine.
Yeah, Viking Magoo. I knew Viking Magoo.
Right?
We went to school together.
Yeah, see, you know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, you guys you give them the coins, and they convince them, nah, let's go, and they head their way off to the tavern. And as they're walking to the tavern, and you're like, I'm gonna go find Atelia. You kind of like turn on the heels and go start heading.
Atelia.
Rina?
It's Atelia.
God damn it!
I do like the way that Atelia sounds, but Atelia is the name.
I was gonna ask immediately when they're turning their backs, can I stealth away?
You know what? You can try.
I was gonna do that, or can I use my disguise kit to just blend into the crowd?
What do you suddenly puts on mascara? Sunny voice.
He just somersaults behind a barrel.
Well, this is Wade, Pat, and Mike. It's not like they'd be very hard to fool.
I'll try to stealth if that's cool.
A stealth, yeah.
Yeah, just normal.
Normal, yes.
Fuck.
So you turn on a heel and you're like, I'm gonna get out of here. And you go and you like, boom! And you fall flat on your face like, sorry. Oh.
They're gonna be looking straight over me. This is perfect. Planned, dude. Planned.
So it's one of those things where as they're walking away, one of the guys is like, hey, do you notice that? And then, boom! Oh, he turns around and he's like, hey, buddy, did you just do some shit on me?
Now I just look up at him, just be like, look, I just hurt my freaking leg.
He's like, I think I'm gonna hurt more than your leg. And he starts going over the direction that you just like get a little rough with him.
Wait. I'm gonna rewind. It was just okay. So what did he say to me as he's looking at me?
Rewind? Can we do that?
Yeah. Because I want to do something.
Yeah, I don't think we're playing.
Okay, so if he's gonna break my leg, and I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna show him my knee. I was like, does this look funny to you? And I'm gonna use my hideous laughter.
Oh, that's good.
I'm just gonna ask him, does this look funny to you?
Oh God.
You've been waiting to use this.
I've been really, really waiting.
Oh my God. I don't even have to ask you the DC. Is I rolled a 6 total.
Say that again?
I rolled a 6 total. Oh, that open rolled. Oh, oops. I gotta change that so that's not open rolls in the future. I'll do that during the break. But
I don't see the roll.
I didn't see
chat those. Yeah, chat those. So you got a 6 total for the check, and yeah, you're like, I just freaking hurt my leg. He's going to hurt a lot more than you. You're like, does that look funny to you? And he looks down at your leg and he's like.
As he's laughing, I'm just gonna look to wait. Which one's laughing? Is this
Wade?
Me.
Oh, it's Wade. Okay,
No.
that's right. Okay, so I'm just gonna look to Patrick and Michael and be like, "Can you get your silly friend out of here while I, fix my freaking leg?" I just kind of like a little irritated, but like sly at the same time.
And so, yeah, you say that whatever over to them, and they like grab their friend, like, I don't know what's the matter with him, because obviously they didn't see the magical effect or didn't see the magical effect, and they see this happening, so they're like, I don't know what's wrong. We're just gonna go get that drink, okay? Bye. And even the other guy's like,
okay, I'll see you later. Make sure he's not there. I would just say that.
Honestly, I'll allow you to roll a persuasion with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can
advantage.
No, Patrick. That's a 17. Wait, no, deception.
It's a
Does that.
15.
Deception. I'm sorry. I thought you said persuasion.
It's a 15.
No, you did correctly, and it's a 15. No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck I'm rolling anymore.
I was trying to remember your class feature, which is persuasion
Persuasion
and
becomes
deception.
a 15 because it's a 10 plus the 5.
Correct. Yeah. I'm just remembering the details.
Well, you don't need to. I just told you it's a 15.
Thank you, sir. So anyways, you you get the total of a 15, and so you say, tell him not to be there, whatever it is. You don't know whether or not they're going to listen to that, but
I would
you
just say maybe not bring him later.
Yeah.
That's...
So anyways, you are going back into the you kind of like get yourself up and go back and find Atelia.
Can I use healing word on myself?
Oh yeah.
I know I didn't hurt myself, but I want to like, come on, stupid. Just like pick myself up and just like.
You absolutely can. I don't know how many spells you have left because healing word's a first level, hideous laughter's a first level, and that's probably your last first level, right?
Wait, what did I use? Oh yeah, no, I have 2. Sorry.
Yeah, so you already used healing word and hideous laughter, so that would be your 2.
Right. Yeah. So
You'd have to use a second level healing word to use that on yourself.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't honestly.
Okay, no problem.
Because I don't think I hurt myself. Did I fallen down?
Nope.
Yeah. So
Just your pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no cure for that.
I was gonna say I can't healing word that.
Yeah, there is. It's called alcohol.
Or dropping
Later.
your pants.
Yeah. So I would go. I would head out to I guess wherever I thought I guess I last saw.
Atelia, bring in the
Atelia.
camera. I'll tell you what to do.
I'll tell you once, I'll tell you again. I'll tell you. Easy to remember.
You see
don't
me
be
limping
Boston.
out of. You see me all muddied, walking out of the frickin' town, holding my leg.
Meanwhile, I'm at like my 3rd bottle of fancy wine.
Nice.
You're like your
Living his
5th bottle.
Giving me
What do you
wine.
His best life.
Yeah,
I was attending to some commotion over on the side, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, something that caught your attention over there, which is why you had gone off in that direction yourself.
Okay.
Like you go find a night. I'm going to go in and check out what's happening over here. So you go off to the side and you actually see that there's another couple of people, same as before, having a bit of a conversation. As you do so, as you're approaching, you see one of the things that they're talking about is that my apologies. One of the people that you end up bumping into that you see talking, you see one guy is literally kind of like showing off his shoulder. This is like, you go ahead. You go walking that way, not riding because you killed your horse and you're carrying it inside meat sacks. So you go over there and you see that one guy is talking to 2 others, and he actually has like his shirt lowered, like he's revealing his shoulder or whatever it is. And what caught your eye over there was the markings on his shoulder. As you approach, you can see that this man has clearly taken some sort of nasty bite mark. From afar, it was hard to tell if it was maybe like a bear or something else. You're not sure, but you're pretty sure if a bear had bit somebody's shoulder like that, their shoulder wouldn't be a shoulder anymore. It'd be pudding inside
A knee.
very punctured skin.
Oh.
Shut up, Wade. So
I'm
anyways,
a doctor, I'm a smith.
That was a good one.
damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a smith. So you go over there and you're seeing that. As you approach and you get a bit of a closer look, you can either try to investigate a little bit further from afar like you are now, or you could try to maybe get a bit closer, engage in conversation, see if you can find out more detail. That's entirely up to you, Atelia.
I'll tell you.
I tell you.
Tell you what to do.
I think he's deliberately getting it wrong now.
See what she could investigate from afar before she approached them.
So then from afar, instead of investigation, it's going to be a perception check, but there's a bit of a distance, so it's hard to tell. I'm going to have you roll that with a disadvantage, unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a solid first roll.
Hey, first
It's a
game
bear.
we got 20s. Today we get
Okay.
Don't worry, dude. I got a natty 1 too. High
Hey,
five.
Rina,
All right, fine. I go up towards them.
Rina, at least it wasn't a natty 1 on an investigation check.
True.
that's true. Then you would have investigated badly.
You're really poorly. Yeah. So she can't really tell. She can't tell at all, actually.
So yeah, you honestly, it's one of those things you're like, I don't know, maybe I'm dumb. Maybe it was just a bear. Honestly, it could have just been a bear, but maybe it could have been like a bear cub or something that wouldn't have as much strength, so it wouldn't have hurt him as much. But you choose to move ahead anyways.
Yeah, because she's still.
Those 6 foot
I don't
tall
know.
bear
It caught her
cubs.
attention for some reason, so she's still going to see it through.
To answer a question in chat really quickly, remember when you look at Witchers, when you hear about Witchers and all the other stuff, these are Witchers that are fully fledged, all mutations done, trained, so on and so forth, versus how it is you're playing inside a 5e campaign. If one of the characters is a full-fledged Witcher, like one that's been completely trained, mutated, so on and so forth, that character is going to be so much more powerful than everybody else around them. The others more or less might be cheerleaders with pom-poms on the side, right? So instead, the game kind of breaks it down into the 20 level system. Woohoo! The 20 level system like you usually do in a 5e or a D&D system, and more or less levels 1 through 14 are like those origin stories kind of levels for Witcher. And once you get like 14, 15 on up through 20, that's where you're like, okay, this is a Witcher like you would see inside the video games or read inside the books, so on and so forth. Just so you understand kind of how that works. So yes, Witchers do have heightened hearing or whatever it is, but there's literally a mechanic mutation you can get as your character gains levels to literally have the heightened hearing mutation as well as other things, so on and so forth. Also, a lot of people are going to compare one Witcher to Geralt. Geralt is not like standard Witchers. He is a legend among legends. He is the greatest Witcher or one of the greatest Witchers who have ever existed. That's like saying, you know, I play in the NFL versus I'm Tom Brady. There's a difference. There's you know, you can be
That's like me, then there's Wade. Wade is just a superior.
Oh, you're talking about that character that just laughed his ass off as he walked away?
Yeah, that way, not
way.
me.
Definitely. Yeah, the one that could actually have a conversation with it. Yes.
Okay, Scott. I see you. You want me to actually use my real voice? I'll use it. Okay. Fuck you.
That was good.
Second of all, there's a reason I'm talking a little bit deeper. Oh, make me pull out Helmo. I will pull out Helmo.
Go ahead. Oh God.
Welcome, Rina, to tonight's session. You've missed a bunch.
I've lost my voice, so I've only got
I'll
Derb.
catch up.
I can only have Derb voice today.
Only Derb voice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I sound like a college kid who's just trying to flirt nonstop. Like that's my tone of voice constantly. It's like, hey, how you doing?
So that's how deep you have to go for Derb.
Yeah.
So
No, that's how
that's
deep I
the
have to
one
go
that
for
was
Wade.
dating Rina.
Oh.
Gotcha.
That's how far he has to go just to be able to talk. Rest of room.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay. Just
continue, please.
before we continue, can we just get a little Christopher Walken?
Wow, what? I don't even know what you're saying to me. Hey,
Christopher Walken's got a sore
do
throat.
it. I'm trying. Yeah.
Oh God, so bad.
I love how your
So bad.
shoulders go up every time you say.
Whoa.
Kind of how he talks.
Oh, what am I doing here today? No. Can't stop myself.
Arnold
From-
Walken? Is that you?
Yeah, too.
Who is your daddy? And what does he do?
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Don't worry, Molly's got some tea on the way. Once I have my tea, I'll have my voice kind of back for like 2 minutes.
Don't
I'll
get the
make you pay the
poppers.
price, Scott, of laughing at me.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Moving on.
There's a
So
dog. There's a dog.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, this is Rhea.
yeah, but Ray is not a full dog. She's only a partial dog.
But your name is
Rhea.
no,
Only
Rina.
because she's missing
Forgot your name.
a leg. That's why.
Yep. She's a tripod.
She's a tripod. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
It's a Peppers. She wanted to come say hi. She
Abs-
was staring at me, and then she's like, "Pick me up." And then she's like, "Wait a minute, don't pick me up."
Oh.
Huh. Well, we're here now, so she gets belly rubs.
So
Anyway.
So you walk over there, so you're kind of walking up to the situation. How do you approach them? Because obviously you're just a person who honestly are covered in blood at the moment because you just butchered a horse and maybe washed off your arms and hands a bit, but you got blood on you.
Important. It's
You got
not
blood
important.
dripping from your
Fine.
backpack, and you're walking
Yeah,
up
it's
to them. Hey. So how do you approach these three gentlemen? One of them
Do
with the
those people
shield and
recognize
shoulder.
the Witcher weapon look? Like, do
Not
they know?
everybody. Not everybody does. Usually people that either know the legends or have encountered one.
Every
Uh,
Witcher is also different. They all don't carry the swords
Okay.
on their back.
Almost
a little
all of
bit.
them. Almost all of them carry the two swords. Usually on the back, but doesn't have to be. Some of them use
Right.
other weapons, but they're very rare.
Yeah.
Good, Rina.
She probably would be pretty straightforward. She's not. She might almost forget that she's like covered in blood because she just is more focused on the task at hand. So she'd walk up to them, not aggressively or anything or threateningly.
Just covered in blood
Yeah.
with a serious
I think so.
expression.
Serious, but non-threatening.
Do you
Serious,
say
friendly?
Do you say anything as you approach, or do you wait till they turn their attention to you?
She would wait until they see her.
So as like this guy's telling the story, and you're kind of like walking up to them. It's almost in my mind, imagine you like from a bit of a distance, but like creepily leering at them, like
Coming out of the forest, out of the shadows, blood. Hey, what's going on?
So eventually, like one of them kind of trails off in his conversation, and he kind of is like, "Yeah, you got a problem?"
Just wondering what happened to him.
He's like, "I got bit.
By what?
If I knew what it was, I'd tell you. It was big, though. It was really big, ugly as shit.
Where was this?
It was not far from here. It was not far from my house either. It was late last night. I left my house because I had to do something, and while I was out there, I this thing. I don't know where it came from. It seems like dropped from nowhere. Maybe it was on my roof or something, but it was big, and it bit me, and it didn't seem like it didn't like what it tasted. I fell to the ground, and I had a pitchfork that left out from the day before, and I grabbed the thing and stabbed it a couple times, and I have to say the thing was pretty friggin' hard to stab, but I stabbed it a few times, and it decided to maybe it wasn't worth the meal. It ran off.
How big was it?
Big, size of a big guy. Bigger than you.
2 Daleriks.
And you said this was at your house late last night. Where is that?
A bit to the north of here, a bit to the east.
Couple of hours north?
No, not that far. Maybe like a half hour or so. I won't lie. I thought I was gonna make it home in time tonight, but I ain't going back tonight. Look at that. Travel through the dark again? I'm staying here. Hopefully my wife's good.
Do you mind? And she'll look to his shoulder and then back to his face.
Like, to investigate it?
Yeah.
He thinks for a second, and he's like, why?
Because I may know what attacked you.
How the hell would you know?
I'm a witcher.
No, you're not.
I'm convinced.
I am.
One of the other guys chimes in at this point and says, no, you can't be a witcher because witcher's got, and he kind of like looks at your eyes and he's like, oh shit. She might be a witcher. And he's like, nah, no way. And he kind of like, pushes one of his friends to like, it's like a little bit of a nudge to get him to step out of the way. And he goes walking up to, and he's looking up, he's like, the hell's wrong with your eyes? You can't be a witcher. I thought all witchers were men.
Not all of them.
He looks back at the others and is like, all right, fine. And he like shows you his shoulder. It's like, but don't do anything weird.
She licks it.
She won't respond, but she will roll investigation for that.
Chrysler would have licked it.
Yes, you can roll investigation. Unfortunately, because you still are kind of convinced it's a bear thing, you're not entirely convinced it's something else. Because this guy could just be like confusing a bear in the middle of the night with something else. You only roll a normal check.
Normal, okay. You're joking.
You're looking it over and you're like,
You're on point tonight, Rina.
it's absolutely a bear. Probably a black bear, honestly, by his description and everything. Absolutely.
Man, okay.
All those bears that drop from the roof.
Oh, yikes.
You know how it is. People see a chihuahua in the woods. They think it's a werewolf.
The classic tale.
Not nature. No, investigation, because I'm just seeing what it's about.
Just a random bear attack. No big deal.
She probably, I mean, I guess if she's convinced, she would probably just be like, well, it looks pretty bad.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
And then she'll say, no, that's like, she would say it just 100% serious. And then she would say, probably for the best that you don't, stay at home for another night.
He's like, yep. And so he throws the thing back over the clothes back over his shoulder, hiding the thing. And he's like, God damn, this shit hurts. He's like, one of the things you did notice, Natty 1 investigation is absolutely terrible, but sheer logic would be enough to say, looking the thing over as you think to yourself, wait, he said last night. That wound looks fairly healed. Like, it could easily be a couple weeks old. A deep wound. A couple weeks old with how healed it looks, like the condition it's in, versus last night? Seems very far-fetched. Either the wound is not as bad as he's describing it as. Hard to tell.
Is she 100% convinced that it's nothing to be worried about with that natty 1?
She thinks it's the part of his story, which is how recent and how bad it was versus the current condition, throws you off by a bit, but you're pretty freaking convinced it's a black bear either way.
She wouldn't push it then.
Okay.
And she'd probably just leave them.
Cool. And so you turn and walk back. As you're walking back, you weigh around the, you didn't hear the description, but more or less a large circular arena-like area. Outdoors, of course, there's no like overhead.
Arena.
Arena.
You're grounded, Wade.
The arena.
I'll tell you about the arena.
It's gonna be a long night. I need to break out the crown.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to get some alcohol to get through this.
Derb's having a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Derb's like, I'm 3 bottles deep. Catch up.
They just keep bringing out, they're like, oh, this is a vintage.
Is that Heinz?
27.
No, it's
Heinz?
47.
No,
it's
ketchup.
47 or 67.
We're not having ketchup, it's wine.
She said 3 bottles deep ketchup.
I said 3. But I don't know. I wouldn't know.
But I don't know.
I don't know. Could be anything.
Anyways, so you guys, so you go walking around this large circular area with like a stadium seating and wood structure that's there with these buildings that are over there, stone at the bottom, but for the most part wood, so on and so forth, with a wooden fence around it. You make your way around that into the more inner area of where this kind of the tournament grounds are. And as you're walking that way, you can see that with a small limp, Dorian is walking back towards you.
Towards me?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What happened?
You and Dorian, yeah, and then you're reuniting. Pat. She said, what happened to you?
Can she? Right. Oh, what happened to me? I was gonna ask if she could see me.
Yeah, you guys are walking towards each other now. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, with that one natty 1 stealth check, yeah. The Pope sees you.
You got a natty 1 too? Oh, God.
You got natty 1 on perception and investigation. Are you sure it's me coming at you or another bear? Hold on a minute.
I don't know. My vision's blurred from all the blood. I can't see anything.
You both fell off a horse and you guys suck.
I'm glad that horse is dead. That's all the bad luck that happened.
Derb's crushing it. You guys are
Derb's crushing it.
falling over rocks and looking for bears.
So you, sir, you guys walking up, and she says, what happened to you?
Fell, hurt my leg. Got some knights that we need to go and see. They need to confirm you're a witcher. I may have lied to them saying that I didn't think you were one, even though you are, just so we can expedite this and get back to the estate.
You did what?
Don't worry about it. We gotta go to the tavern. A drink will help me feel better anyway. You thirsty?
She'll just nod.
What's wrong with you? Just seeing like all this blood on your face.
Aren't you there for the carving?
Just covered in blood. No big deal. She'll just say nothing. Let's go.
I would nod and start leading her back the way that I've been limping. Just be like, okay. Just turn her around, start
That's
limping
good, 'cause I don't think
back.
she can find her way out of the arena with those rules.
No, do you?
So that's why I'm
You get lost
guiding.
in there.
You head straight to the tavern with her.
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys go heading into the tavern, walking in there, literally as the door opens up, it's kind of like and you hear the other people being like, "It wasn't that funny. Seriously, it wasn't that funny." It's like, "No. Oh God, my sides hurt. God, I was laughing so hard. I can't really breathe." Oh, the other one's like, "Seriously, guy, it wasn't that funny." Sorry.
Has he made a wisdom saving throw yet?
No, he failed all of them.
Oh.
But the minute has expired.
So he's
So he was laughing for that.
he's
whole minute.
slowly dying, is what's happening.
So the other one's like, "Listen, there's your bear. Your bear, rawr. There's your
When he
beer."
for Wade and Rena, when he finally makes a success, the spell ends. So he's still just laughing.
Well, a minute.
Sorry.
A minute maximum.
Oh, it's a minute maximum. God dang it!
Yeah.
Up to a minute. You're right.
Yeah.
Dang it! I
Oh,
was hoping
yeah.
it's up for like a day.
No, a minute has
Can we
passed.
homebrew this?
He'd be dead.
Yeah, that would be really funny.
It's like that guy that can't stop hiccuping. I remember reading an article about him years ago. Like the guy that like had gone like a car accident or something, and now he just hiccups his whole life. Imagine that. Imagine if that was your life. Non-stop hiccuping. Heart goes out to that dude. Seriously. Oh, getting hiccups 3 times in one day is like heart wrenching. So, anyways, so you go walking in there and you can see him, the conversation you just heard, like it wasn't that funny. No, just drink your beer. Just drink your beer. And you come walking in, and all of a sudden, as you walk in, one of them goes, "Oh, actually, here he comes back." And the guy that was just laughing a bunch, he kind of like starts to turn around at the bar, like he wants to say
Oh, I
something.
would have approached
to
him
you.
immediately. Him specifically.
Okay, so you go walking straight up to him as he's turning around at the bar.
I would be Wade, my friend, kind of putting pressure on his back. Not in like a menacing tone, but kinda.
Okay, to do
And
what?
I would like lean in really close just so that he could hear. I'd be like, "There's gonna be songs sung about you, my friend. I've brought her." And I would kind of like point, her in. As I imagine she's probably still standing in the doorway.
A funny
Yeah,
thing
she
about
probably would just watch you go over to these people.
what you just described there, that almost sounded like a play along. If you want to see that almost sounded like it would be an intimidation.
No.
Okay.
I genuinely meant it like
Okay.
songs will be praised. I didn't mean it in any like
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to kill you kind of way.
Maybe I was just assuming Pat is a malicious bastard.
No, he was. I want to be. I want to play this character this way. But no, I meant everything I said where I was going to make a song about them and stuff, depending on how this whole thing went out. Because he was the one that I was being really nice to. So I'm going to continue that and not be suspicious. I want him to think like, oh, he wasn't fucking with me earlier. But maybe he was, but now I'm going to get famous off of this or whatever. So.
Yep. Understood.
So again, I would just point her, I'd try to, can I persuade him or just guide his eyes towards the doorway?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait
You
his
just
eyes.
literally
I love that phrase.
just a gesture towards Rina, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Toss a coin to me."
I would just literally just throw a coin at her.
Standing there. Cover.
Can she make a saving throw?
Would you toss a coin at me?
I would actually throw one coin at you.
And
Was that a
then
strength
you're
throw?
standing there
Be
covered
dexterity,
in
right?
blood and horsehair.
Is it dexterity?
To catch?
It's
Yeah.
actually more of an acrobatics.
You think?
Yeah.
So skill check.
Yeah.
Can I throw it really hard?
Are you trying to hurt her or toss her a coin?
I'm just tossing a coin.
Beam
This
a
is-
coin at your witcher?
That's like, "Hey, Brittany, can you toss me a spoon real quick?" And she hums it at me. And I'm like, "That's not how you throw, sweetheart."
Shoot.
So
Brittany, next time
normal
give him a knife.
acrobatics. Let's see.
She's not watching the stream.
Oh, I catch it easily.
So
you
you
kidding me?
hum a coin at her, and she's just
120.
like,
Between
I probably
yeah.
wouldn't give you any warning. I would just be like, "And our witcher," whew, and I would kind of just throw it.
You
That
should
makes
catch
it cooler
like,
because then you
out of
just
the
catch
air.
it like
yeah.
"Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah."
like between her fingers.
No, you catch it
wouldn't-
like how I catch the spoon Brittany throws. Like, what?
Rina just
Yeah,
catches it with her
Scott,
teeth.
As if you've ever caught it.
between
Just
her
catch it
fingers,
with your
teeth.
like
Just-
shows it off or whatever.
Scott called
Yeah.
off work the next day from the bruise on his nose.
I didn't want them to know what happened. But like my wife and I were spooning.
It's like weird.
That's
weird,
hot.
but okay. All right, catch it. I catch it, and then I just kind of
As long as you weren't forking.
look at the.
We weren't. At work.
I look at the coin in my hand, and I.
So
Pocket it.
you look down at the coin. There's a coin in your hands. You want it to remove from Pat's character sheet and put into your character sheet.
Yeah.
I did that. Yeah.
Woo.
And so they look over and there's like a
Oh,
moment
even.
where they look at Rina, and then the three of them start laughing. That one guy starts whimpering as he's laughing, because his sides hurt. His sides hurt.
He's gonna die.
But yeah, they just start laughing.
I don't want to intimidate them, but I do want to kind of scold them. Would that be intimidation?
That would be, depending on what you say.
Okay.
You say your words, and I'll tell you.
I would just kind of stand up and kind of, because I'm leaning over Wade right now, and I would just be like, "Are you guys not going to take this seriously? I've brought you a Witcher. Disprove the legends. Disprove the myths about her." Kind of like acting it all up. I guess maybe even a performance.
That actually, yeah, I was gonna say that performance or persuasion for.
I'm trying to egg them on because they're not taking it seriously, obviously. So performance.
Yes, performance is fine. Shut up, Josh. Hey, it's a good roll.
I'm trying to egg them on to just like do their fucking job.
Yeah. Just trying to we're also trying to build it up. Rena, how do you respond to what it is? Like they start laughing when they see
I'm
you.
basically just like calling you
mean-
out that you're not real.
Yeah, she wouldn't really say anything. She'd see them, start to laugh and then look back to Dorian for just kind of like, okay,
for
what
this.
are we doing? But wouldn't say anything. She'd just look to them, look back to Dorian, look back to them.
Okay. So you just kind of like standing there and looking back and forth between the two and so on and so forth. Just try to like find out what the hell's going on. And one of them finally stands up. And this is like, all right, listen. I gotta go with it. It's Michael. I gotta go with it.
Gilbert.
Are you a ghost?
I can't believe I did this myself. All right, listen. Your friend here says you're a witcher. I'm not entirely sure I believe that what he's saying is true. But listen, maybe you could convince me.
That squire's never becoming a knight.
Convince you how.
That's up to you.
not entertained?
That's up to you. There's no such thing as a lady witcher.
Well, that you know of.
Prove me wrong.
Amongst their like bickering almost.
No, he's only talking to her. The two of them are watching.
Right, amongst
It
that
changed.
bickering between
Oh,
you know,
gotcha.
between the Witcher and
That
and
day.
him. I'd probably kind of just like almost pompously, is that the right word? I would kind of like sit on a table just like, I wonder how the knights of this town figure out if she is a Witcher. Ooh boy, am I excited. Kind of like, getting ready for a show. I imagine there's other like bar patrons here too,
Of
like,
course.
watching this whole scene.
Of course. Once again, because you're no, we'll continue
would
the
that be a performance?
No,
'Cause
you
I
stick what you have. You're doing well. So so he says, "All right then, see what you can do. Try to convince me." I hate this character.
So she hasn't moved from her spot, like in the doorway from this point. They're just talking across the bar. So she would just walk over towards him.
As you walk over, he's like, "Is that tomato sauce?"
She wouldn't respond and just walk up to him. Maybe
How
even
tall is
getting
Michael? Hold on.
uncomfortably close. Yeah, how tall is he?
Last time I saw his license, I think it said 5'8".
So like 2 Dalericks.
You
So
motherfucker.
then maybe we stand around the same height.
Okay.
Is what I imagined. But she just
I'd
walks.
imagine you'd be a little bit taller.
Yeah,
But she's like I said, she comes towards him and stands uncomfortably close to him.
Okay.
But
He that
no
that
change.
alone, standing uncomfortably close, roll an intimidation as you do that.
Okay.
Not a natty one.
Does the blood
I
all
know.
over her? Wait, does the blood give her advantage because she's covered in mysterious blood?
Before she rolls, as I see her get
Tomato
unbearably,
sauce.
as
I'm
I see
sure
her
that's
get
what they do.
unbearably close, can I just say knock him dead, but give him like an inspiration?
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes,
yeah.
you can. Yes, absolutely. I think it's your
I'm
last
just gonna
one for the
sit there
day.
being like an asshole. That's my last one.
For the
So
day,
I'm just
yeah.
gonna sit there like an asshole, like a pompous asshole, just be like, knock him dead, kid.
Rena, you
That's
roll
to
your
me?
check. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
to
get
you,
to
to you.
get
Okay,
to
so then
choose
I get
after you roll.
advantage?
No.
Now you can use that anytime you want. It can work on skill checks.
Oh, it's the 1d6. Okay, I know. Yeah.
It's
okay.
the inspiration button.
Okay. Let's see.
I don't know if you want to use it now, but you can just wait. You don't have to
well,
use it right
she
now.
rolls her skill check first and then makes a decision.
True.
Natty one. Natty one.
Not a natty one. Nope.
Well, you're not very
Negative
intimidating.
1? I was gonna say.
Do you want to modify that roll?
I mean, yeah, I might as well use it. 1d6.
Oh well, that's not what you do, Rena. You click the button. No. you
Oh,
have to
you're
roll.
right. Oh my
Click
gosh,
the macro,
sorry.
Rena.
I know. I forgot. It's over there. It's my bad.
There you go. It's a 20. So you step up in his face and you get like uncomfortably close. You get one of these.
Like, yeah, it's like way too close. She's unfazed.
Hey.
Unfazed. Completely just nothing.
Anyways, so yeah, you get uncomfortably close, like you said, and there's like a moment that he kind of stands there and like locks eyes with you, and then kind of like breaks eye contact, locks again, and he takes a step back. He's like, "I'm nervous."
Not tomato sauce.
He's like,
Not
he's like, "I can smell the blood. It's not tomato sauce." And
Did I mention I forgot to say? I was with her as she slaughtered her own horse because it was hurt. Saying that questionably as I like kind of hold my leg
Pat's like,
as if that's
actually,
the reason I tripped.
Patrick's like, actually, it's a pretty good decision. A lame horse can be a big drag. Might as well save the meat.
I already did.
Do you have that just like on you, or where would you have left all that?
Oh no,
horse?
she would have had it with her.
Dripping in the backpack.
Literally,
Yep,
the
in
head
the-
is like
in the
on your
back.
back.
Not the head, just the meat.
The
yeah,
Godfather
she's-
part Witcher.
This is Daryl.
So
the
He
head
likes
just
apples.
just because.
his
We
name is
never learned
Roach.
the poor horse's name. It was dead before we even met it.
Roach. No, so you
No.
you
I couldn't name the horse. Couldn't
actually-
bring myself to do it.
so Patrick would say actually that the innkeeper could probably use the meat. You might be able to sell it to him. Like completely
Look
change the
at-
conversation.
Should look to the innkeeper just at that.
Innkeeper's like, depends on if it's good or not. Want to throw it on the bar?
Can I sleight of hand someone's food on the table?
No. You gotta play a song. Toss some meat to your keeper.
Wade, are you the meat keeper?
It was another time.
I knew that was coming.
It was a different time and a different place.
Chippendales, you and Tyler.
Can I
I think they call it the Rescue Rangers.
can I sleight of hand just some meat or some food that's on like a table nearby?
You want to steal somebody's like drumstick?
Just any food that's lying nearby.
Sure, go ahead, roll a sleight of hand. You try to take somebody's drumstick, and the guy's like, "Dude,
What?
drumstick.
You're about to have some great horse meat. This was killed like, and I
Why are
would
you
look to.
stealing drumsticks? I'm so
I would
confused
look-
by your character.
I would look to Attila. I'd be like, what? Like what? 2 hours ago? Fresh. You're not gonna get any fresher unless you go out in your own stables and
it's raw.
still fresh.
I'm hungry now."
She'd look after
I would
looking
just
at the
stare him
innkeeper,
down.
hearing
Like, what are you
this go on. She'd turn back to the guy she's looking at and saying, "It's not why I'm here."
And so the guy's like, "Why are you here?" He says, kind of like taking a couple steps back.
Can I try to take the guy's drumstick again?
You be quiet for a minute, Rena.
She'd just say, "I need the help of a knight," and look them up and down.
You can roll a history check for me.
History.
Testing. Oh, baby, I'm back. Hello. Oh my God, I can tell.
Now he's back again.
No, don't have Elmo yet.
Don't stress it.
So you, lady, looking at them, you look them up and down. You can tell the garb here is different than back home, but you can clearly tell these aren't knights. These are the squires.
It's positivity.
So if she knows that, then she'd look back to Dorian and say, I thought you were supposed to be looking for knights.
And I would look to the men. I would just be like,
Hey, whoa, hold now. Hey now. I am more than good enough to be, whatever it is that you need. Now,
A
please.
meat keeper.
Now, please, throw your meat on the bar and let's get this settled, okay?
if he was to say that, I would just kind of interrupt. Be like, these men of knights said that they were as good as knights, that they would be able to decide if you were actually a witch or not. They told me, they assured me. Almost
Only
like kind of mocking them almost.
Kind of saying, like, as you're finishing what you're saying, she'll add on, only a knight was requested.
And
Honestly, you say
Dorian not being too smart, just be like, and 3 nights I delivered.
What's his name would chime in because he was just intimidated, right? Michael would chime in and be like, well, truth be told, none of us are knights. We're just the squires. If you're looking for the knights, they're still inside the arena.
So at that, she would turn to leave.
Okay. Turn and walk out.
As she turns to go to walk out, I'm going to try to steal this guy's drumstick and follow.
Roll. You know what? You roll, but with disadvantage because he saw you try last time.
Oh no!
You look over. It's sitting the thing. You look over something. You try to naturally walk out and reach out and grab it, but it's right as he grabbed it to pick it up. So instead, you just grab his hand. So it's like
And my way out.
and he looks at you, and he's just like, so it's one of those things where your hand comes across, and he's like,
I wouldn't let go. I would just be like, I'd leave.
tosses you a wink, you throw him a kiss, and he's like,
Would he give me the meat?
oh, he'll give you the meat.
Hell yeah. Chad, I got a drumstick.
I don't think that's what you got.
More.
I don't think you got the drum.
See, Scott, you think this was a bad thing?
Oh,
It's like a natty 20 for me.
there's a rule per doxy. We got to roll for hot. So, what do we roll? Is it a D20?
Are we rolling for this regular bar patron?
Yeah, we got to roll for hot.
Yeah, it's super
D20.
hot. What is it?
So he's got like a really, really big, and then he's got like over here, he's got the, he's just like a,
Wait, do you
and
roll
he's
it or
got
do I roll it?
I
No, I
thought
rolled.
chat was supposed to roll.
Oh no, it's not built into this wrong channel. Yeah, wrong
Oh.
channel.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hold
Yes,
on.
he summoned Snake's trying, but wrong channel, Snake.
I see that. Yeah.
Anyways,
10. Not any better. He's average.
yeah. So anyways, it's just one of those things where you're like, maybe I don't want his drumstick.
I was gonna, before you even said anything, I was gonna be like, not let go of his hand. I was just gonna blow him a kiss and then leave.
You walk out. Awesome.
Yeah, I would walk out.
It'd be really fun whenever we gotta go back to this town again later.
Many times. So you guys you just walk out with Rina without the drumstick. And Rina, you said straight for the arena because it's very obvious where it is.
Wait, did she get money for her meat?
No,
Did you throw it in the bar or no?
I can. I guess if
Honestly,
I
just
still,
did you throw it in the
Good.
bar? Yes or no?
I guess it depends if I still have surplus because I gave some of those other people on the road.
You have a lot of. Do you know how big a horse is?
Okay, fine. She'll throw it on then if she's got extra.
You just throw it onto the bar. He'll just toss some. He'll just like literally grab a couple of coins and throw them onto
Extra,
the table.
dude, you've got
for
like
you.
2/3 of a horse on your
How
back.
much?
I'll let Wade roll three. I'll let Wade roll 2d6.
Raid?
Wade
Shadow Legends.
roll.
If you use my code, you get an epic hero and
Oh
30,000
my god,
silver.
who did this?
The fact that you know that the whole line and you're not sponsored by them is great.
They
I
reached
didn't know what
out
he's
again
talking about.
today.
Did they actually?
What is that?
Mobile game.
Oh, what's the game called?
I don't care how old you are. You
Legends.
haven't heard of Raid Shadow Legends?
Listen, I'm on YouTube and all I get for ads is Trump ads. I mean, I'm not even joking. 85% of my ads are all Trump ads. And I'm like, I'm one of the most liberal motherfuckers you could possibly find. Why do I only get Trump ads? Like,
That's why you're getting them.
Is that 8 gold?
It's 8 gold, yeah.
Lit.
That's pretty good, right?
It's a lot of meat.
It is.
Quality, fresh
Dude,
meat.
you just walked in there and you walked out with 9 gold. Look at you.
It's the best day.
I
Need a
walked
Witcher,
out
we
with
need
a
meat
date.
keeper.
I walked out with a guy's number.
Successful day. I mean, it's pretty good.
So anyways, and to finish off what I was just saying, it's bad when you're asking for like, can I just please get a Biden ad? Just so I don't have to do, like, they're terrible too, but it's just so I could not get, anyways, that's bad. That's bad. All right. Anyways, continuing on. So you walk out of the place and you go walking over towards the arena. And as you go walking up to the arena, you can see that the gate is actually open, like the actual arena front gate or whatever is open. And inside there are a couple of servants that are kind of like running around and cleaning up and so on and so forth. And you can see that there's currently 2 knights in there that are standing and have a conversation. As you go walking in, like, cause you just go walking in, no problem, catching their attention, and they can see you obviously as you walk in with Dorian either half step ahead or behind you. Not side by side though, because the gate's not wide enough to be side by side. You are not equal. As that happens, they notice you and you notice them. Everybody else notices that we're going to a break real quick. So why don't we quickly go to a break so we could all have a quick moment. Rena just got home from work and would probably like to see if food is ready yet. Hopefully Cryptic. Oh, you do? Oh, good.
Tacos.
Oh, soft or hard?
Soft tacos.
Okay.
Corn shells.
This is
But do you have any
important.
food?
This is
Shut
important.
up.
Chat, soft shell or hard shell tacos? We're going to say
Depends on the
yay,
mood.
yay or nay. Do we prefer soft shell tacos, yay or nay?
I mean, I'll
That's
eat
the
them.
choice.
What's the half shell? Is that just a mutant?
I
Ninja
don't
Turtles
even think
thing?
a soft shell
soft or
taco
hard.
exists. It's just a soft taco where, because then it's almost like a burrito.
Yeah.
Soft. Look at this.
See, everyone's saying soft.
Molly likes the crunch.
We like soft.
I don't know. I like both. I mean, so when I had braces, I couldn't have the crunch, so I had to go soft, which I didn't mind.
See, I prefer soft shell because I also prefer burritos over tacos, but soft shell. Brittany doesn't eat tacos, and Rory doesn't like the crunch.
Same though.
Yeah.
And going hard at someone with braces
Why are
is
you
always
pointing
a
at
mistake.
your crotch when you say same?
Well, I don't know where Wade
Like,
is. I don't-
soft,
is he-
same.
Is he down there?
He's like,
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
soft,
that
same
way.
again. You don't go hard at someone with braces. It's just a mistake.
Oh. All right. Well, why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back
Looking like our Witcher afterward. You know what I mean?
with more alcohol. Definitely. Oh, not that one. Let's go to this one. Yeah, with more alcohol. I gotta do a be right back message right on top here because it looks like the game is over. I can assure you, the game is not over. But I'll do that real quick.
Is that the right theme for this show?
Yep. Got it,
BRB.
dude.
BRB
Got it,
text.
perfect.
So you're gonna be like,
I love how you don't want the thing to look like it's over,
right.
but you roll credits.
back. Well, to be nice to everybody and say thank
We're not
you.
over.
Where's the
It didn't
BRB
look
part
like
that
it's
tells
over.
people we're not done?
It's right there. Look at the screen, Wade.
Be
Everybody,
right.
everybody's is Wade looking at the
But now
screen.
you're covering the credits. Why don't you put spaces after
Well,
be
hold
right?
on, I'm not done picking the font yet, Wade. Hold
Oh,
on.
Jesus.
Hold on. No, not Jesus.
This
My
is as
name's
bad
Scott.
quality as my streams. I thought you were slightly more professional.
I mean, I don't think
Wait,
anybody
you
would
assume
make
he
an
can
argument.
reach the keyboard?
Oh, that's true.
Hey,
That's 3 Dalericks tall.
hey. Why
I'm
you-
sorry, I saw the opportunity. I
You
had
could
to
get him
go
like one of
for
those
it.
little back scratchers. You could have like one of those. in
You
each
know
hand
what
so
we
you
need
could,
to
like,
get
peck.
him? We need to get him the poopsie chair thing.
The poopsie. Oh, the poopsie chair. Yes.
The oopsie poopsie.
I don't know if I appreciate what's happening here.
Is that the porta potty thing we were talking about? The
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
squatty potty.
The squatty potty.
Potty potty.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Oopsie poopsie. Hold
We
on.
look
I
at
got.
weird
Shelf.
things on Sunday nights together.
Why do we look at
Can
weird
I
things?
drag images into this chat? Oh
Uh,
fuck it, dude. We got Discord. Hold on.
They don't hear us, do they?
they do still hear us. We have.
Oh, okay.
perfect,
Well,
dude.
if they still hear us, yeah, we looked at robot sex dolls one night that were like $10,000
Oh, whoa,
each.
whoa. JP was looking at those.
Excuse me.
Actually, I'm the one who provided the link that I got from Mark.
Wait, I
am,
tried to say.
am I supposed to mute
No,
us
sorry.
at this point? Is this mutable content?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm just saying Sunday nights we look at weird shit.
What is this photo? Oh my god.
That's my work of art. You know how
Oh,
Wade did
God.
his like little weird cat thing of Scott? I did that.
I'll check out in Discord in a second.
Wade,
said-
not Scott.
Messy even said.
Squatty potty. See,
Squatty potty? Oh boy.
messy nose, dude.
I'm gonna go
Big
now.
biped.
Yeah, I'm gonna put us there we go. I'm gonna put us on mute now. Be right back,
Why
everybody.
do you
is
do
so-
some like what's it called when you have like the black outline so that be right back you can kind of see the.
Oh
lizard?
yeah, well I can hold on.
Folding.
I won't mute us yet. Let me. Where is it? It's called outline. Bam. Ah, but it's white. Black
I
outline.
mean, anything's better than.
There we go. That looks good. That looks much better.
Do Witcher will be right back. Do.
I like how you just
alright.
mixed like the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like
All right,
That
but
Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought that was Game of Thrones.
it was Game of Thrones. We'll be
Well,
right
yeah,
back.
it started off that, but then it went into Pirates of the Caribbean.